In Sydney. About 500,000 turned out for the fireworks display, a dramatic drop in the number of revellers who enjoyed last year's party.
With only half of the expected 1 million people turning up to publicly welcome the new year, alcohol consumption was way down, but not just because the crowds were.
We have a zero tolerance on drugs, but in the public interest it was greater that we managed the crowds rather than inflamed the crowds and caused any problems.
Police at Bondi reported widespread use of ecstasy and amphetamines on the beach, but crowd control remained the priority.
We've come to accept that in Sydney, that it's a problem, but we made a conscious decision not to have a drug dog operation.
The excesses of more traditional celebrations were still in abundance at the Rocks, Darling Harbour and city bars as tens of thousands counted in the new year. The celebrations may have been rowdy, but as far as the police were concerned, it was a quiet night, with only 22 arrests for disorderly behaviour and drink driving.
The most well-behaved crowds we've had for a long time.
And as the clean-up got underway this morning, there were hazy memories of a night to farewell a troubled year many would want to forget. Adam Walters, National 9 News.
Sydney's world-famous New Year's Eve fireworks went ahead despite protests from some that they were inappropriate, while thousands were still facing the threat of bushfires. Tons of explosives erupted over the city, delighting revellers on the harbour foreshore.
There was a 9 o'clock entree to arouse the crowd's appetite, then the midnight main course. A flaming feast flavoured with generous helpings of crackling. Served up across the harbour for all and sundry. As in previous years, the bridge was the showstopper, lit up in techno mode and bursting blitzkriegs of colour. Uluru made a cameo appearance, keeping in line with the night's theme of the Australian outback and Australian spirit. Later, a dove graced the metallic arch, a message of peace for Sydney and the world. Terrorism, war and fires weren't enough to subdue New Year's spirits in Old Sydney town. For 15.5 minutes, the people revelled beneath an exploding arsenal of 80,000 fireworks. It was a case of here's cheers to another and hopefully better year.
Well, mate, wherever I go, mate, there's fireworks, mate, between me and women.
Today in the organisers' camp, there were thumbs up everywhere.
We know how to celebrate, we know how to look forward into the future.
You can only assume it'll be a lost blur for some, and if pain persists, see your doctor.
Take him home.
Matthew Watson, National 9 News.
If any